Hello, hello, how are you today? How are you today? How are you today? We often ask this question every day. How are you today? But have you ever wondered why we ask questions at all? Why is it that a simple question can open a conversation, spark curiosity, and even change the way we think? Why is the sky so high? Why do birds keep flying without getting tired? What happens when learning starts with a question instead of an answer? These simple questions remind us of one truth. Question drives learning. Every time we ask, we open the mind to new ideas. This is the very heart of our study, the implementation of Socratic questioning and strengthening the speaking skills of education students in one private higher education institution in Lemery, Batangas. Teaching is the art of asking questions, a timeless educational principle of the famous Greek philosopher named Socrates. For him, a life without questions is not worth living. Though condemned in classical thought, it still cannot deny the fact that Socratic method of questioning still reflects in modern education, rooted in inquiry, reflection, belief, and student-centered approach, making good learning starts with questions, not with answers. And with that, a good questioning is a major determinant in the success of teaching. Over the years, classrooms across the Philippines have echoed with the voices of students who hesitate, stumble, and pause when asked to speak. Despite the strong emphasis of DepEd in the K-12 curriculum on communicative competence and CHED's mandate to produce globally competitive graduates, the reality remains. Countless learners still struggle to express themselves clearly. This gap between policy and practice is not just a statistic, but a lived experience of students who are having hard times expressing themselves. The school is like a grand stage where everyone involved has to excel and perform effectively. To deliver outstanding performances, everyone should clearly understand the goals to be achieved. In the study of Lozero 2024, classroom observations reveal students' weak vocabulary, limited argumentation, and visible anxiety when speaking in public. These are not minor issues. Meanwhile, Lemery colleges, being on the top private higher education institution, expects its education students to be competent in communication skills and express oneself to demonstrate teaching very well. Bearing all these thoughts in mind, we are driven by a shared conviction that education students must be equipped not merely to recall ideas, but to engage with them critically and expressively. After all, teaching is not an act of memorization. It is a skill that demands clarity of thought, precision in language, and the ability to rephrase and pose complex questions. Our study is anchored on SDG 4, driven in inclusive and equitable quality education. Questions are used by both the teacher and the student, the former to teach and the latter to learn. But how should a teacher then handle questions and questioning? How can we know if it is actually strengthening the speaking skills?
Every meaningful study begins with a clear question. For us, the challenge is how teachers implement Socratic questioning and how this practice influences the speaking skills of education students. We asked, how do teachers implement the Socratic questioning respondents in terms of spontaneous, exploratory, and focused questions? To what extent is the influence of Socratic questioning to education students' speaking skills relative to pronunciation, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension? Beyond this, we seek to determine whether there is a significant relationship between the implementation of Socratic questioning and the improvement of the speaking skills. Finally, we aim to propose an instructional tool that can enhance this practice, ensuring that students not only learn but also speak with clarity, purpose, and confidence.
In this study, we believe that the right kind of questioning can change the way students speak, think, and express themselves. That belief is grounded in the theory of Socratic questioning by Paul and Elder 2008. Communication becomes more than just correct grammar. Guided by Cannell and Swain's communicative competence theory, speaking becomes the ability to express meaning appropriately in real situations. In these dialogues, pronunciation improves natural through interaction. Words gain power and purpose, as explained by Lewis' lexical approach, where vocabulary is learned not by memorization, but by being used meaningfully in conversation. Through guided questioning and peer interaction, Vygotsky's zone of proximal development reminds us that students do not learn alone. They grow through support, dialogue, and shared understanding. Together, these theories tell us one story. When Socratic questioning is used intentionally, it does more than improve questioning skills. It shapes education students into articulate, confident, and reflective speakers, ready not only to speak, but to lead.
In this study, we have tested the hypothesis that there is no significant relationship between Socratic questioning and speaking skills. We seek to prove that Socratic questioning techniques do not just exist in classroom, they actively shape the way education students speak, think, and express themselves.
This study is nothing without benefiting the various sectors followed. It provides Chad with insights for program enhancements, gives DepEd valuable feedback for preparing future teachers, supports administrators in strengthening faculty development, and empowers education students to grow as articulate and confident leaders. It also serves as a foundation for the future researchers who wish to advance classroom discourse and speaking instruction. More than research, it is a contribution to nation building, ensuring that education students are prepared to lead with clarity and conviction.
To ensure clarity, we defined key terms. These definitions guided both our respondents and our analysis. By establishing these terms, we ensured that our study remained precise, consistent, and accessible to both panelists and future researchers. At the heart of our study was Socratic questioning. Uses questions and answers to challenge perceptions, expose differences, and builds new knowledge and wisdom. By implementing this, speaking skills among education students is strengthened, which is vital for an education student to teach lessons.
To support and strengthen this study, different authors weave a compelling narrative. Socratic questioning is more than a method. It is a transformative force, turning classrooms into spaces of inquiry, dialogue, and growth.
Methodologically, we will be employing a descriptive quantitative design using survey questionnaires to gather authentic experiences from our respondents. This design allowed us to capture both implementation and impact. Through this approach, we can ensure that our findings will be grounded in evidence, reflecting the realities of education students in liberal colleges.
Respondents will be education students of liberal colleges, College of Teacher Education, selected to represent the realities of future educators. There are 485 total number of education students, and with the help of rows of calculator, we came down to 215 selected education students coming from different programs, majors, and levels.
Using 4-point Likert scale, the responses will be scored systematically, ensuring fairness and accuracy and evaluating the implementation of Socratic questioning if it is highly implemented, moderately implemented, or not implemented. It also assesses its influence in strengthening the speaking skills if it has a very great extent, moderately extent, or not influence at all. My name is Alex. When we question speaking skills, we pledge.
I'm Raquel. We excel, our voices will tell.
I am Christine, and speaking with expression stays key.
This is Jeannie Rose, where confidence flows.
This has been your Socratic TV researcher broadcaster, Jadal Antacao, and always remember, when you ask, you progress. When you express, you become the best.